The Bradford Bulls inside their dressing room. They won at Wigan in March, their first away win against Wigan since 1997. Wigan lost to Leeds last Saturday, their third home defeat of the season, fifth in the table, as I say. They arrive here desperate for a win in this grand final repeat of last year. Here come the two-team lineups. Bradford Bulls have got Withers at full-back, Vicona, Naylor, Costin and McAvoy. No Leslie Vainicolo, as we've said. Robbie Paul's the captain, alongside Deacon at scrum-half. And the forwards, this has been pretty much unchanged this season, and that's good news for Bradford. Vanganar, Lowe's, McDermott, Gartner, Peacock and Forshaw. And on the bench, Price, Radford, Fielden and young Richard Moore returned from London Broncos this week because Paul Anderson's out with a broken arm. The coach is Brian Noble. Now the Wigan Warriors. 3 defeats in a row against Bradford. Radlinski at full-back. Carney, Johnson, Hodgson and Dallas. It's Farrell at stand-off tonight alongside scrum half Adrian Lamb. And the forwards, O'Connor, Newton and Smith. Stephen Wild and Simon Horton gets a chance. It's David Furner back in the side, but at loose forward. And the substitutes, Howard, Mark Smith, Bybee and Sean O'Loughlin. The coach is Stuart Raper. So Andy Farrell with the new hairdo. The cup holders, their first trophy in 4 years, up against the Super League and World Club champions tonight. So there is enormous pride, plus 2 vital league points at stake. They've had erratic home form, but away just 1 reverse in 9 games. Bitterly for Wigan fans though, it was at St Helens by 19-0 on Easter Monday. And out come the Warriors for this most important of games. Not a bad travelling army has come across the Pennines to see them take on Robbie Paul's mob. Every team in the competition has now played all the others. It's the most closely forced race in the Super League era. Just 6 points separate the Bulls on top and 7th placed Widnes, who are in action tonight at St Helens. The Bulls on course to finish top of the pile, and they're aiming for a 3rd Old Trafford in the last 4 years. Wigan want to make it 3 Old Traffords in a row. It's a dramatic entrance for the Bulls. Well, they're settling in at this Valley Parade ground. It's becoming a fortress. They have not been beaten here in the league since they moved from Odsal. 2 of the best in the business. The Bulls take on the Warriors. Magical atmosphere. It's been building for an hour, and Russell Smith, the man in the middle, has to be the big man in control tonight.
I think he will be. We've seen over the last couple of weeks that the referees seem to be taking control out there, and rightly so. Stuart Raper realising that a loss tonight, and if the Broncos win tomorrow, they could actually slip into 6th position, the Warriors. That's how important it is. Wigan will be up for this, as they should be, against a Bradford side that wants to get the double.
Short kick-off from Bradford. Off the arms of Furner, but dropped on by Brandon Costin. It's come up for the Bulls. First big play of the night. McDermott's big hit.
Oh, Newton got under him. What a hit there.
Maybe that set the tone. Here is Mike Forshaw.
Wonderful run there. Quick thinking from the dummy half position. That's going to be important tonight.
This is little Paul Deacon. Wigan born and bred, dancing through, but Simon Horton manages to get hold of him. Lowe's at dummy half. This is Robbie Paul. Now it is with Michael Withers. Wigan know all about him, and that's why they're watching him very closely. Man of the match in the grand final at Old Trafford, where he scored a hat-trick. Touch by Wigan. A knock-on off Jamie Peacock, says the referee.
Here's the kick-off here, and they got away with it. Beautiful work. Costing, look at this. As Eddie said, this has set the scene. It's always rough and tough, and Brian Noble knows it. No one has to tell him what to expect against the Wigan Warriors. Boyd's warming up after only seconds.
Andy Farrell playing at standoff tonight. Lots of responsibility on that young man's shoulders. I say young man, he's 26 years of age, 27 next Friday, but big hitting here has been the key from the very first challenge. Terry O'Connor now.
But when you look around this Wigan pack, you'd have to say they've got the experience up front. O'Connor, Newton and Smith, but Wild, Horton and Furner playing it loose forward. Not his regular position for a long, long time. So Bradford should have the edge, but that was a slow kick and change from Wigan.
Good run though from Nathan McAvoy midway inside his own half. They go right, and this is Tavita Vaikona. His 38th consecutive appearance. It stretches back over a full 12 months. Jamie Peacock.
Well, the last time we saw Russell Smith referee this Bradford side, remember it was at Headingley, and a lot of the Bradford players were more intent in talking to the official than getting on with the game of rugby league. I'm sure Brian Noble would have said to them, put it to one side, let's get on with the game.
Joe Vangenaar with the drive. He has just as much impotence as anyone tonight because Craig Smith kept him out of the World Cup. Off the arms of Carney. Carney flings the ball back dangerously.
Was he in touch? I think it was an
It was forward. It was forward anyway.
It looked to knock on. This should be a Warriors head and feed. Yeah, came off McAvoy. No doubt in my mind. He's just checking, is the official Russell Smith with his touch judge. And he's got it right. This is the second issue. This is the reason where Brian Carney was shoveled in, but it was the first one from the tall winger Nathan McAvoy.
Furner to his feet, plays the ball to Newton. There's Craig Smith. Horton was hit immediately. He received it from Robbie Paul. And Robbie Paul is penalised for not allowing Simon Horton to get back to his feet.
Well, once you've done the tackle, you're supposed to roll away, and you could see there, he did nothing of that. Good refereeing by Russell Smith. It's so important for the official to take charge very early in the game, get the message across to both these sides. We don't want any messing around. Let's play rugby league.
Craig Smith now taking on Vangenaar, but Vangenaar on this occasion wrestling him to the ground. Newton to Furner. Furner back in the side. He's missed the last 4, 6 of the last 7. This is his first appearance in Super League since the Cup final. Newton and Lowe's, those two will be very closely watched by each other. Not only the pride of this match, but Great Britain honours up for grabs. Radlinski feeding off the shoulder of Farrell.
Well spotted by McDermott. Neat inside pass from the skipper.
This is Lamb. Back it comes to Furner. Furner with a good run. They just held off him. Vangenaar and Withers with the tackle. 4.5 minutes gone. Last tackle here. It's now with Farrell. He doesn't put the kick in. Radlinski, good quick hands. This is Stephen Wild out the back door. Carney still on the last crossfield kick. Oh, it's gone back. It's gone back. Wigan have allowed it to bounce. This is Hodgson. He's gone without it. Back to 0 on the tackle count. Back to 0.
Why on earth did a Bradford player want to go for that? Well, that's a demand. He's got to be offside. Well, it's all action here, but why on earth a Bradford player stuck out the ball on the last there? It was an awful kick from Carney. You could see it was Vangenaar that got the ball away from David Hodgson. And it was play on until this. Newton tried to get it away, which he did, and then as soon as Horton got it, it hit Hodgson. Only slightly, but that's sufficient. 10 times
just
for
knocked the ball forward, and Horton stood in front of the football, so he was offside. Penalty Bradford. They make it to 10 metres inside their own half. Here comes Brian McDermott. It'll be very interesting tonight, Steve-O, to see how Brian Noble utilises his substitutes. off the bench. The awesome foursome is now the terrible trio, because Anderson is out with a broken arm, Fielden is there, McDermott's there, Vangenaar there. Here is Gardner behind McAvoy.
You'll be pretty confident, Eddie, that the fact that Stuart Fielden and Richard Moore, the man they brought back from loan at London, that they can do the job.
Space here for Bradford. This is Naylor. He goes around Hodgson. Clattered by Dallas, though. Quick play, the ball's from Bradford. And Robbie Paul going down the short side. That's a brilliant move, but wonderful defence.
Simon Horton's hurt on that one.
But he clattered the advertising hoarding, Steve, I think.
What a great tackle, though, from Horton. Radlinski came in, made sure that Paul could get nowhere near the line. But that was poor marking. Both the Wigan first and second markers went to the open side, and this is a problem for the big second rower.
Well, he hit the advertising hoarding there. He got the tackle in.
Get these hands out of their faces, lads, unless you want some whistle.
There's the flying tackle, and he was forced over the line and clunk.
Oh. Well, they're not fixed, they can move, that's the reason why they're put on the A-frame like that, but he gave it one heck of a wallop with his head. Let's hope he's okay and just stunned slightly.
Well, there's obvious concern. The doctor is there, and Stuart Raper's looking on anxiously. They've got Harvey Howard, Mark Smith, Ricky Bybee, Sean O'Loughlin on the bench. And I think it's O'Loughlin who's coming on as Horton continues to receive treatment. So 19-year-old Sean O'Loughlin takes his place, and he's out cold, and he's got a nasty gash, has Simon Horton. Just over the top of that eye. They're just checking it's not anywhere else. It's rough enough without clattering into advertising hoardings. Wigan with the possession from the scrum. Nowhere for Dallas to go through. 7 minutes gone, 0-0 here at the Bradford and Bingley Stadium. Stephen Wild with the drive forward. Newton was the dummy half. Here's Craig Smith. Does well to offload. Back it goes to Newton, then on to Farrell.
Well, it was a great tackle, and it had to be as well. Robbie Paul, who's been out of sorts this season, he really hasn't got into the swing of things like he did last year. But that was absolute quality and class, and so was the tackle from Horton.
Good drive forward from Terry O'Connor on the last tackle for Wigan. He's struggling to his feet. Oh, that could have been a penalty. Forshaw pushed at Terry O'Connor. Referee didn't see it. Dub over the top from Farrell. Good kick. And McAvoy, he just hammers the ball dead.
Should have got the penalty, but a quality kick there from the Wigan skipper. McAvoy knew that there was chasing behind him. This is where the penalty should have gone. Watch this.
Well, that's a 7 deadly sin, isn't it, from last year?
Well, it was a blot on the landscape, wasn't it, when this Bradford side took on Leeds, and it was Bradford that lost their control again. Lack of discipline allowed the Rhinos to take control that game. And I'm sure Brian Noble will get the message out and say, come on, fellas, let's get on with it right. Stop messing around.
Swirling wind here at the Bradford and Bingley Stadium tonight, and they drop out about 10 metres inside the Wigan half. But this now is Craig Smith. I must say, Wigan look very, very determined early here. They look up for this. Mind you, why shouldn't they be? They're up against the world champions, and they're handling the ball brilliantly. This is Johnson. Johnson.
Costin just got to him, mopped up by Deacon. Had to be as well. Johnson was on the way to the line.
Well, this is a great chance for Wigan. That's where they are. And Newton will fire the pass to O'Loughlin. He will find Lamb. Here is Farrell out wide. Farrell. Last tackle. They've only lost a couple of metres. The other side of the field. It's with Lamb. Wait for the kick. Here it is. They're looking for Carney. Carney pats it down.
Oh, nearly got it. That'll be a knock on. No try. Oh, he said he knocked it back. I think Russell Smith should have said he's got this wrong. Well, that looked forward. We'll see it here. Carney's in the flight. Well, that looks forward to me.
I've got one look at it. Mike,
Maybe line ball 50-50, either way, it's gone against.
Well, Brian Carney knocked the ball back.
Your man's tackle, it's play on. He gets tackled in the in-goal area.
Well, here we see the players yet again having a few words to the official.
Robbie, listen to me, please. Take some advice and don't question decisions.
Well, they can do without touching the official. Thank you, Robbie.
Well, it was a friendly tap. He said, yes, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Either way, Eddie, there are a lot of children out there who are told to do the rules to perfection. You do not manhandle in any sort of fashion the official. And if they can't learn from the professionals, who can they learn off?
Wigan in charge of the match at the moment. That was a big hit on Radlinski, though. He went backwards, and they picked it up. And here is Ferner. And Ferner feeds it wide to Hodgson.
Great work from the hooker, Terry Newton there. He wasn't the best pass, but he came back, did the step. That's going to be a penalty all over them. And Bradford are having a nightmare at the moment. Definitely went for the head. Mauling him all over the place. They take the quick tap.
O'Loughlin gets the ball away. It's now with Johnson. Brian Noble looking a little anxious because Wigan are 10 metres away, attacking the line. That was a good ball from Farrell to O'Connor.
Great tackle from Lowe's. It had to be as well. That was try time.
Good ball there, and this is O'Loughlin again.
Banging off the man. They're on the rack of the balls.
Lamb. Wigan must score after all this pressure, surely. Lamb. So close. Wigan think he was there. The supporters, he's not. Spinning and turning, great defence again.
Newton just tried to lunge over. Scrambling, defence by the balls, it had to be. Surely they'll break through.
A stab to the in-goal area. Costin allows it to go. Drop out on the 20. Intense Wigan pressure.
Full credit to the Bulls. They kept their cool. Solid line of defence under a time when it looked as though Wigan were just going to rip them apart. And that's great work.
Naylor with the counter-attack.
That was so important there for Naylor to get valuable metres forward.
Well, the crowd is baying here, and Wigan with all the possession in the opening 11 minutes, but they haven't been able to break that Bradford line. Wonder if that defence from Bradford will be crucial. Gartner was almost through. Another big hit coming in from Stephen Wild. This now is Mike Forshaw. Craig Smith is there.
Will Lowe's do a dummy in turn, bring someone on the angle?
Lowe's gives it to Robbie Paul. He'll attack the line, little stab through. Knocked back, and Radlinski inevitably tidies up in the back for the Wigan Warriors.
Robbie Paul knew exactly what he wanted to do. He just didn't get the right execution. And this shows you how important it is for hard work. This is a kick. Didn't go far enough. Good job that the fullback was there, as ever. Reads the game ever so well as Chris Radlinski.
Paul Johnson, his 100th appearance tonight. Needs a couple of tries for 50. And here comes Wild, and he's away from Withers. And Wigan are in with this outstanding youngster, Stephen Wild, underneath the posts. Well, the pressure has told at last, and Wigan over for a quite magnificent try from Wild. He got one last week against Leeds Rhinos. That was in defeat. Has that one set the Warriors up for a priceless win here?
Well, they were slack at the marker. They left a huge gap, and off he went. Great talent. They reckon he's got a great future at this Wigan club, and why not? With quality of that, superb play. Bradford's markers, well, they were nowhere. They were so slow, far too lax, and he's made them pay the price. Tremendous stuff.
A try scored by Wild, set up by another of the young guns, Sean O'Loughlin, who's only just on the field for the injured Simon Horton in the blood bin. So Andy Farrell now. He hasn't scored in the last two against Bradford, remarkably. The JJB in March and the grand final at Old Trafford. He scored in this one, and Wigan now are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Well, the two youngsters just took the Bulls apart there. Sean O'Loughlin got into the dummy half position, moved away so quickly. He sucked the marker in, which was James Lowe's, and then just made sure that Forshaw dipped the shoulder, passed to this youngster. That is fantastic rugby league football. I can understand now why the Warriors have got high expectations from this guy. The skill that he went in and out with a fullback Mike Withers. Well, you would have thought it was a winger at his best.
Well, he missed out on selection for the cup final, Stephen Wild, but to his eternal credit, he kept his head up and he did not allow that to get him down, and he's battled his way back into the side. Nearly a quarter of an hour gone. O'Loughlin, the man who set up the pass, because Horton is off the field injured, and I think Bill's got some news on him.
Eddie, they say it pays to advertise. I'm not sure Simon Horton will agree with that thinking, having collided with that hoarding and come off second best. He's in the medical room at the moment, looking very groggy indeed. He's getting treatment from the medical team. They're not sure whether he's going to be able to come back. They're hoping that maybe he'll come round, but certainly Simon Horton's in a very groggy state. I don't think Wigan are, though.
Well, Wigan running rampant at the moment. Radlinski got the pass away, and it was swooped upon there by Withers. But Farrell, well, they wanted a big gain from him at standoff, and they're getting one.
Well, Newton was there, but he just couldn't offload quick enough from the fullback, Chris Radlinski. But great work from Adrian Lamb. Well, they're having a nightmare. There, the inside pass there to the fullback. Good job that Withers was there to mop up. I've got to say that Brian Noble knows he's got a big problem out there, and it's in the first and second marker department. They're very slack. We've seen him already on 2 occasions go the same way, just like Wigan did early on when Paul ran on that blind side.
Here is Robbie Paul now. He's got support there from Peacock, and Wild and Newton combined to bring Peacock down. Lowe's is dummy half. It's with Deacon. Good ball wide to Gartner. Space here. Costin over the top, straight into the arms of O'Loughlin. Chance blown by Bradford.
Oh, golden opportunity. And the man of the moment, Sean O'Loughlin, whoops on the ball there. But that was great play by Bradford. That'll lift him. That's a knock on. He lost control of it. Bad mistake there from the experienced Smith. Just lost it. Trying to get away with it, but it was going sideways. That was easy pickings for Russell Smith. Not impressed is the New Zealander.
He missed the Bulls game at Wigan. So first time. 12-2, by the way. Saints up against Widnes, whose away record's on the line tonight. This is Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul for the Bradford Bulls, 10 metres away. Withers is the dummy half. Here is McDermott now to drive it in. This Wigan defence standing firm, but plenty of tackles in the bag here for the Bulls. And in possession with Paul. He gets it away to Naylor, who tried to go over on all fours with Farrell on his back. Could have been penalised there, Farrell. This is Lowe's now. And Lowe's just forced back into the field of play. Paul will give it some width, and he finds Withers. Oh, Withers with nowhere to go, but he got the ball away just the same to Vicona. Vicona then to Robbie Paul. Back it comes this way to Naylor. From Deacon on to McDermott. Back it goes to Deacon. Here now is Peacock, and Peacock will drive it in.
Well, it's fancy passing by this Bradford outfit, but that's the first one that went forward in Peacock. About 7 passes and they all went backwards. What a take. Caught in the slips. Magnificent there.
That was Stephen Wild again.
Well, those 2 youngsters are having the time of their life. It was a pretty hard punch through them, the hooker, Jimmy Lowe's. Well, often we say, good opportunity, throw them in at the deep end with some of these youngsters. But they're really developing this season, aren't they?
They are. There's some fantastic young talent on show, and I'm sure that Phil Clark will agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, and it's been a fantastic opening to the game for them. They managed to force 2 goal line dropouts from Bradford in the first 10 minutes, but didn't immediately turn that pressure into points. I thought maybe that would be one of the regrets they had from last week. not taking the chances when they had the wonderful piece of skill from Sean O'Loughlin. Just shows what a classy player he is for his age, and I think also what a massive impact on the game Terry Newton's had so far. Not only has he been the top tackler all season, but he started now to get out of acting halfback a bit more, offloading the ball and looking dangerous.
Bradford, though, in possession at the moment with McDermott. Another straight run from the prop forward. About 19.5 minutes gone. First blood to Wigan. Long way to go yet. Forshaw with the drive up the middle again. Up against his former club, of course, Mike Forshaw.
Well, it surprises me, Eddie, that Bradford is still trying to battle the way down the middle.
There's a little dink, though, from Deacon. Gartner's after it. Wigan have fumbled it.
Made a right polish of that. 3-on-1. Maybe 4. There was 4 there. I'm sure it came off. Yeah, came off Carney's hands. But that's amazing how that ball was allowed there. No calling for the football. Look at that. 4 men. They're all going into the same area, and that will always cause problems. One of them just decided at the last moment to pull out, which didn't help matters.
Well, he looks pretty cool, calm and collected as Craig Smith makes his way to the sideline to be replaced by Stephen Bybee. Ricky Bybee. Stephen Wild, isn't it? Ricky Bybee.
You may have a brother.
Midway through this first half. Deacon feeds the scrum, gets it away to Withers. Withers trying to skirt away from O'Loughlin, who did well.
Well, we haven't seen a run from Jimmy Lowe's yet, and there he goes. That's what they need more of.
First one. O'Connor and Newton, though, to bring him down. Bang in front of the Wigan sticks. Deacon's the dummy half. It goes to Robbie Paul. And then he fires the pass wide.
Oh, that was a big mistake.
And here goes Hodgson.
That was telegraphed there by Robbie Paul. If you're going to get the ball out wide to the likes of Scott Naylor, you've got to make sure that you pass it quickly. Paul dummied and then rolled the wrist around, and they read it perfectly to the Wigan defence. Big mistake by the Bulls.
And that's why Wigan are in possession here with Johnson. They've got 2 men on them support. Lamb is there, and Lamb's going to score. What a start this is for Wigan. Man of the match in defeat against Leeds last week, Adrian Lamb. And Lamb with the try that will really set them alight. Brian Noble knows his men are up against it now.
Well, this defence is falling apart. Bradford, they have to get themselves sorted out very, very quickly. This is the incident where Robbie Paul did the dummy first before offloading, picked up by Hodgson, and then from the resulting play, Johnson took it out wide. That's how the pass should have been in the first place from the opposition. And again, they made him pay. This pass from Lamb is superb. You can see how Forshaw had drifted in. It left the gap. And as all our backs should do, just like hookers, you go down the middle. It's like a squash court. Look how he just dummied on that. You don't delay. That gives the opposition the time to turn it into a big red cross on the target. And it was a big cherry and white that picked it up.
Well, he got the only try for Wigan in last year's grand final, Adrian Lamb. Also a try here in the defeat in the Super League. But Andrew Farrell now makes it Bradford Bulls 0, Wigan 12. And what a start for the men from the JJB Stadium. And Robbie Paul's pass, well, it has all caused so many problems for the Bradford Bulls. But Lamb, well, he was in wonderful form last week against Leeds on a beaten side. Tonight, the omens are good.
Well, he's created so many openings and scored many tries over his career as Robbie Paul, but on that occasion, he took the step and then just rolled with a slight dummy. It would have been okay if someone had been coming short, but it didn't work out that way, and they've got it back. Great short kick.
Another great short kick, and Costin again gets the possession from it. McAvoy for Bradford, running flat.
Wait.
Fielden's come on for Wangenaar. There's Robbie Paul. On his inside this time is Peacock. But this defence is looking pretty sound for Wigan so far. Robbie Paul again, the dummy half. Here's Brian McDermott. Now Fielden, first touch for him. Good strong run, but Wigan repel the border. Lowe's, good pass, Deacon. Deacon to Withers. Withers is in for Bradford. Just what they needed that. It was all going terribly wrong. And the Bradford Bulls strike back with Michael Withers. His third match back after injury. Try number 4 of the season.
Champion try from the champion side. The short kick-off created it. This is the second occasion they come up possession from the kick-off. Costly was. And beautiful pass there. That's better than trying to charge down the middle. The pass from James Lowe's was absolutely superb. It must have gone nearly 40 metres through the dummy on that occasion, and Withers has put the balls back in. What a game this is turning out to be.
Indeed so, Withers. He has a fantastic strike rate, doesn't he, for the Bradford Bulls? 74 tries now, 88 games. And now Paul Deacon. He's got a try in each of his, he got 22 points against Halifax last week, including his first 2 tries of the year. A Wiganer, born and bred, Paul Deacon. And can he add the extras? This is a difficult kick. But he's been in great form with the boot this year. 55 goals so far. Just drifted on the wind. 12 points to 4, Wigan.
What a sensational pass. Look how it takes out 4 of the defenders. They were always going to be in trouble. Nice delayed pass there from Deacon. Withers throws the dummy, but you can put that down to the sheer skill of the pass from the hooker, Jimmy Lowe's. Well, Terry Newton really has been in top form in this game for Wigan. And Jimmy Lowe's has come back with a pearler of a pass.
Now then, will Farrell go for the shallow kick-off? No, all along the ground. Looking for the mistake. Doesn't come from Gartner, he pouches it. And he is pouched then by Carney. This is Nathan McAvoy. Wild and Bybee. And Robbie Paul apparently, while the Deacon conversion. And this is Deacon now up the middle, but while the Deacon was taking that conversion attempt, Robbie Paul was on the headsets and receiving the instructions from his coach. James Lowe's. Good run from Lowe's. Hauled down by Bybee. Penalty.
Just take your hands clean off him. Let him get up.
Good work from the hooker. And I'm sure that the message being relayed to the skipper, Robbie Paul, from Brian Noble, is that let's not try to match them with strength down the middle. A lot of people, including myself, have criticised this Bradford Bulls side at certain times when the power of their forwards and also the strength of their 3 quarters do not bully the opposition. I've often said, and there's quite a few people agree with me, not many I suppose, but over the years, that they don't seem to have a plan B, but they did on that occasion, and that came from quick thinking, get the ball out wide, stretch the defence, and that's the reason why Withers went over.
Well, this is a much easier kick for Paul Deacon, bang in front and about 23 metres out. But he doesn't miss those. 6-12, the champions still behind, but they've clawed their way back into a match. But I must say, Steve-O, after that second try from Lamb, after 22 minutes, looked to be going Stuart Raper's way, big style.
Yeah, but they're the champion side. The Bulls, don't worry, they know how to dig deep, and they have done on that occasion. It's amazing, Eddie, you know, you mentioned just before the kick-off how important bringing on the subs. Would Brian Noble, when would Stuart Raper do it? Okay, Raper had no choice. He brought on Sean O'Loughlin. He's proved to be a bonus. And since Bradford have brought on Stuart Fielden, they've seemed to have changed.
That's a great chase from the kick-off, though, led by fit again David Furner. There is Fielden, waiting to get his hands on the ball as Gartner takes the next tackle. Lowe's will come down the short side. Here is Forshaw. Bit of a grab from Sean O'Loughlin. But these youngsters standing up to be counted for Wigan tonight. That's a big hit by O'Connor.
And a fair one too, but he's going to be penalised for that.
There's the push.
He just lost his control. Got excited with coming in with a big hit, and it was a big hit. Nothing wrong with that. Everything fair and above board until that moment there. Rush of blood.
Just the second effort for Terry O'Connor.
You know, these coaches realise, and certainly...
Oh, they've not found touch. They've got the knock on, though.
Lucky to get away with that.
Oh, Hodgson.
Just saying it, Eddie Stewart-Raper and, of course, Brian Noble, this is the incident. Too many cooks spoiling the broth yet again. You've got to shout. Maybe it's difficult here. I mean, this stadium and the huge crowd here, they make a lot of noise, but there's no excuse for that.
Dallas and Hodgson getting in each other's way, knock on. And so this is why Bradford have it, and here is Fielden. Oh, good run again, he took two with him. Now then, Robbie Paul, infield to Gardner, another big hit by O'Connor. Trojan forwards is Terry O'Connor. Fielden, another good run. They're within 7 metres of the line now.
Little doubt that Terry O'Connor's got his eyes on that plane trip to Australia. Lord, goes close.
He does go close.
Great tackle there from Stephen Wild.
Wild and Farrell combining. Bullock pass to Costin. Wigan were waiting for it out wide. Good work by Johnson and Carney. McAvoy, knock on.
Yeah. Just a little one. He was in a good position. He was on the last. It'll be the turnover. Watch it. Just a little fumble.
Change over on the mat where Brian Carney is. Change over. Yeah.
Well, I was just about to say a little fumble with the thumb then.
Take it back, 3 yards out.
Unlike me, of course, Eduardo.
Indeed. Half hour gone. The turnover just a couple of metres away from their own line for Wigan.
You know, you watch some games and you just get that tingle, don't you? You know it's going to be a cracker, and it is.
This is one of them. No doubt about that. Bybee now.
Two to me. Wait.
He gets to his feet, plays the ball to Newton. There's Lamb, here's Furner.
The point I was trying to make about the two coaches, they know that discipline will be a key to this game.
Farrell looking busy. Let's get news of Simon Horton.
It's bad news, Eddie. He's only just come back from injury. He's had a rotten time in the last few seasons, in fact, with injury, and he's out of tonight's game. As a result of that collision with the advertising hoarding, Simon Horton's got concussion. He's not feeling too clever. They don't want to take a risk with him.
So Simon Horton is out of this match, and with concussion he could be out for a couple of weeks more. That is a big blow to him, because he has been very patient waiting for his chance. Chance came tonight, lasted as long as it was until he hit that advertising hoarding. This is Michael Withers.
Well, it's poor consolation, Eddie, but at least he hasn't broken his shoulder or his neck, which is an important factor.
Gardner, he got away then from O'Loughlin. 22-2 to Saints after half an hour. Widnes up against it then. Their away record is in severe danger now. And this is Robbie Paul. It's a gift to Dallas. It's a gift for Dallas. Oh, Robbie Paul's on his haunches at the other end as Dallas touches down next to the posts. Oh, he knows that's a blunder and a half. Well, that's the second pass he's fired out wide, and Wigan have gobbled it up. And he puts his hand up. He realises the mistake, but it's small consolation for Brian Noble.
Again, they're working the blind side. Oh, but it read it well, didn't it? Christmas came very early. It may not be as big as a turkey, it didn't matter. He plucked him good and proper. This is a pass. He knew exactly where it was going.
The disgust on Scott Naylor's face.
It was matched by Robbie Paul, I can assure you. And Dallas, who knows the way to the line. It's an easy one. You may think it was a gift, but you've got to give him credit. He read it. He put himself in that position, took the gamble. If he'd have missed it, gone out wide to Naylor, it would have been a try the other end.
Farrell from bang in front. Another 2 points to the Warriors. It's 18-6, and the 12-point lead has been re-established. But what a Christmas present.
Well,
At the end of May, that was.
It happened virtually on the same spot where they came up with the first mistake. And as I say, this is a disgusted look from the Bulls skipper, and rightly so. He knows he's sent one bad pass that hit the deck. Wigan made them pay on that occasion.
Stuart Fielden offside.
Stuart Fielden offside at the kickoff.
Discipline. I said it would be important. Desperate to get back on the scene. They wanted to go for a short kick.
Well, there's a couple there.
Bit pedantic, Eddie, in my book. We see that all the time. If you see the dropouts from underneath the sticks and from the kickoff, guarantee there's sometimes half a dozen in front.
Well, it's a penalty on halfway.
I know he's in charge and he's taking control.
Oh, he's drumming his fingers, is Mr. Noble.
Well, remember at Headingley, he had quite a few words to say to the official, and this is the same man. In fact, he did no favours, did Brian Noble, I felt, sort of seeking out the referee at half-time at Headingley.
Well, this is right on halfway, and Farrell has elected to give it a thump. Got underneath it a bit, but he's got the legs, he's got the two. Crucial kick. That means Bradford now must score 3 times.
Stuart, you just caught the last one. If I let you play on, it's a penalty.
Stuart Raper looking in determined mood, as is his players tonight. And Russell Smith, well, he's just justifying the decision to James Lowes. They're all behind it this time. They've gone short again. Fielden's after it this time. Palm back by McAvoy, who wants it. Well, Gartner did well. Oh, there's more controversy here. Touch judge had his flag up. Brian Noble, wonder what he's thinking.
Well, I hope we don't have a microphone near him.
So it's Wigan in the ball.
It went straight out. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, the player was in touch when he flicked it back.
No doubt about it. Why they rise high.
That's all right. Now then, oh, now then, hang on. They've been badly done to.
Which foot was in touch?
They're both in the field of play. When he touches it.
They've every right to be upset, but they've got the football, and Robbie's come up with a mistake. I cannot believe it.
He's having a nightmare.
This is the first one from the youngster.
They're going to get the head and feed, though, Bradford, at first knock on.
Well, no real advantage.
Hang on, Paul. Get in fast.
So Bradford get a lucky escape there, but they might have had the try. Robbie Paul is wrestled to the ground by Paul Johnson.
Well, this could be the lifeline they needed. They were out of sorts, especially their skipper, Robbie Paul. They know they've got to get on the scoreboard before half-time.
Deacon, he is fielded. They are getting stuck in, though, Wigan. They really are mixing it with them. Here's Lowes, though. Good run.
Well, this is where the light
gets it away. Peacock out the back door on the bounce, picked up by Deacon. Wonderful defence, though, from Wigan. Ferner, Lamb, Farrell, the youngsters, they're standing up to be counted here. Peacock.
Well, this is where the likes of Tavita Vicona usually comes up with a blockbuster.
Vicona.
Great defence.
He has to find Forshaw, who in turn finds Deacon. It's on the last. Ball's in the air. McAvoy! McAvoy! Pinched it out of the arms of Carney. The referee hasn't given it yet. Was he onside? Just check whether he's onside is the call to tonight's video ref.
Beautiful kick from Deacon. Made sure that it stood up. A tricky kick indeed, because Bradford have the advantage of the ball. Pretty hard to see from that particular shot. You'll see it more clearly here. Now then, he's way forward.
Oh, he's a mile on.
No problem with that at all.
Jerry Kershaw is tonight's video referee.
All the way. What a perfect kick. Not the best from Carney. He was too far in field. Not that McAvoy. He will not be upset about that. The crowd. And Brian Noble knows that incident where there was the knock-on either way They passed the ball twice, did Bradford, but they still deemed that they did not get the advantage from the knock-on from O'Loughlin and the kick from Deacon. It was so easy for McAvoy. I mentioned the fact that keep tight rein on Vicona to perfection. You should always stand against the whitewash, run towards the ball. Carney did the opposite. He was pedaling backwards. And Bradford, sigh of relief from Deacon. Boy, we're still in it.
They will be if he kicks this. Oh, he's given it too much of a right-hand berth this time. Hoping the wind might drag it towards the posts. So it's 10-20, and we're right on the stroke of half-time. Not one yet, this. Stuart Raper knows it too. And Brian Noble hopes that it isn't one yet two. Now then, wonder if Russell Smith will have anything to say. And he's just shouted to Wigan. To be fair, he said stay behind.
Wait.
But all onside. Deep kick-off, Withers. Fieldham. Crowd lift whenever Stuart Fieldham gets the ball. And no, oh, it's off the knees of Lowe's. Ferner, big chance here for Wigan then. Half a minute remaining.
Pressure, bringing about the mistakes. Wigan maybe, they could sneak home too. Oh, it's going to be obstruction, surely.
It is.
Chance has gone. That'll be it. You're not too impressed, Stuart Raper.
Well, I think he knows that that was a glorious opportunity. It really was.
Jimmy, come back.
No, it didn't really run across the line of the attack, but he certainly made pretty heavy contact. That'll do it.
Well, surely Bradford should have hoofed that ball downfield. As it is, they didn't. They were caught in possession on the siren. And Bradford Bulls, they have 10 points. Wigan, they have 20. And there is some work to do in that Bradford dressing room by Bradford Bulls coach Brian Noble, and he knows it too. Wigan full value though for their 2010 half-time lead, and it's going to be Andy Farrell who will get this game underway in the second half, and Wigan racing downfield to chase that kick-off. And what a good chase it is as well. Full of enthusiasm tonight, Wigan.
Sure are, and I'm sure that Stuart Raper must be extremely pleased with the way that the team has played, just like as a team. It's been a great effort, and leading the way Andy Farrell. He's taking that standoff role. He's making the ball do the work. Far too often, he takes on all the responsibilities. At one point, it looks as though he should make the tee as well, but there's worked as a team effort today.
Lowe's the dummy half. He gives it width to Deacon, and Deacon will hit the ball downfield, and this will bounce and bobble, and Dallas will have to pick it up, which he does. And the chase from Bradford is good enough. These are tense moments at the start of the second half. First scorer will be so important to the eventual outcome of this match. Is that a knock-on by Carney?
Yep.
It was. Oh, and he claims and is complaining that he was interfered with as he tried to play that ball.
Well, there's a lazy arm in there, that is for sure. I think it was Brian McDermott's arm that was hanging around underneath there. Yep. But it is up to the ball carrier to hold on to possession. It certainly hit the knee, but oh, that's a big hit. He got him on the shoulder. O'Loughlin come up with a beauty. Nothing wrong with that at all.
The
crowd didn't like it.
Stopped him dead in his tracks, cost him. What a hit.
Well, there's not much about him. Well, he certainly didn't look at the 19-year-old, did he, Sean O'Loughlin?
This is Fieldham, and Wigan are all round him. O'Connor and Farrell. 10 metres away. It's with Robbie Paul. He comes right and finds Deacon. Deacon then to Peacock. Peacock looked over his shoulder. Withers was coming, but just too late. Deacon now. Here is McDermott. McDermott onto Robbie Paul. And Robbie Paul takes the tackle from Bybee. And also in there was Wild. Looping past there to Lowe's. Lowe's will dab it through. Well claimed. Well claimed in defence by the Wiganer, and it's O'Loughlin again.
Having a wow of a game, but that's better there from Bradford. That's good thinking from the hooker, James Lowes. They found it very difficult to make the break through this solid Wigan defence in the first half. They've got to mix it up a little bit more.
Let's get half-time news, Bill.
Well, Bulls coach Brian Noble will be happy at least to see that set of 6 completed, because his side weren't that hot on that particular aspect of their game in the first half. He wants to see an improvement in completion. He doesn't want them to panic, even though there might, as the game goes on, be cause to panic. They've got to be patient, they've got to stick to their game plan, and they believe that they can overhaul this Wigan Warriors side. We saw Stuart Raper very animated in that Wigan dressing room at half-time, but he is very pleased with his side. Defensively, they've been good. They've got to maintain that. There are 1 or 2 areas where they slipped off the tackle and allowed Wigan to come at them. They've got to tighten up in that. They too are looking for completion, a good kicking game to keep the Bulls under pressure, force the mistake and try and capitalise on the position they're in, a great position.
Well, they are forcing Bradford to struggle for territory here. Maybe McDermott can make some ground. That was bounced and knocked on by Lowes, and Lowes didn't like the attention from Bybee.
Well, this is becoming
and Bybee shouted into the face of the referee, and instead of getting the scrum feed, Wigan now have conceded a penalty.
What did I say midway through that first half? Discipline will come into play, and the captain is far from impressed. Looking to get away with that, though. James Lowes,
I might have done Bybee a disservice there, because the referee said that it was Andy Farrell that was mouthing. I'm not sure, maybe it's the haircut that confused him. Whatever, it was a cardinal error by Wigan.
What about the late slap by Jimmy Lowes?
Lowes at dummy half, Fielden now, net by Bybee.
Well, he's the captain.
Forced back by Farrell. Tremendous defence from Wigan's skipper.
Bradford have to stand a bit deeper. That's better.
Here is Robbie Paul, desperate to make amends for those 2 errors. Gets away from one, can't get away from the next.
So important that Bradford keep possession for quite some time.
Penalty to Wigan now for Robbie Paul moving off the mark.
He should have got on with it.
Well, he tried to. Hodgson was all over the... Johnson, rather, was all over the top of him.
Yeah, but he can stand his ground. It's not the winkle picker's ball, this. I mean, you've got to get yourself sorted out. Get up and play the ball. He'd done the tackle, stood on the mark.
Well, he stood astride of Robbie Paul, to be fair, but we're splitting hairs, I suppose. And the referee's made his decision, and Wigan will try and capitalise.
He wasn't splitting hairs, he was splitting his legs. Get up and play.
Newton gets the ball away. Carney.
Wigan know they've got a golden opportunity now. I was just about to say that Bradford wanted to control the football, make sure they kick the ball in goal area, so you can have maybe 2, 3 sets of 6. That takes its toll.
It's Wigan, though, who are in possession here with Farrell, and he finds Ferner, and Ferner running at them. They've managed to haul him down, though, 2 of them. Oh, might have been another snap there from Garton. The referee just says to him, get up and get on with it, which he does. Lamb's kick, not the best.
Well, the short kicking game from both sides has been poor on that occasion. Eagerly accepted there by the halfback Paul Deacon. But Bradford, as you can see, that there's a lot of them standing around. It's becoming very much one-out football from the Bulls.
And here now is Fielden, and Fielden's away from one, and O'Loughlin has a swing at him high, and Lamb comes in, and O'Connor finishes him off. O'Connor's been on from the start tonight. It's a terrific effort from the Wigan prop forward. Width given it there by Deacon to Robbie Paul. He will attack them down this left side. Naylor is brought into it. A gap's opened up for Naylor. Inside it goes to Gartner, and Gartner has got support from Withers. Wigan, though, have funneled back. Vicona will celebrate the contract.
What a try!
Fantastic Bradford try. Vicona breathes life into Bradford's challenge. It spun from hand to hand. Tackles were broken, and there were bodies aplenty on both sides. But Vicona found the gap, and he's hit double figures.
Great finish, but what a build-up. We criticised Robbie Paul. He had a nightmare in that first half, and it looked as though it was going to be the same. But it was Paul that created this. Stepped inside out, back on the inside, and nailed it. You could see the sliding defence was caught off key. Back on the inside. Oh, this is absolutely superb work Gardner got it away, then the big fella back on the inside. Vicona, bang! That's the 4 I want. Eddie said, would he get in double figures? Just what the doctor ordered. Not only will it lift the bold spirits, the skipper will be ever so pleased because he paid his part, as did Withers. Nothing's going to stop this guy when he gets close to the line. Super stuff, 65 metres. They don't come much better than that.
Terrific try from Vicona. We've said that a few times about him. And Deacon now just scrapes at the right side of the post. He got a bit of ground on the boot, but he's got Bradford back to within 4. First score of the second half could be vital.
Look at the break up, Naylor. It was set up by Paul. Gardner did ever so well, and like all full-backs, skirting on the inside. It takes a bulldozer to stop this fella.
Right, game on here at the Bradford and Bingley. And Fielden, he will drive them forward. And they get the penalty because Fielden wanted to play the ball. And these two wouldn't let it, Johnson and Carney.
Well, Wigan can't afford to get into a big match like this with just showing their strength. Referee called held. Carney took no notice whatsoever. Neither did Johnson.
Big moment for Richard Moore, and here he is. He's been learning the trade with the London Broncos. Now he is making his Super League debut for the champions. And that was his first touch, first involvement. He's on for McDermott. Fielden stays out there. And he attracts 3 whenever he has the ball, does Stuart Fielden. Lowes at dummy half. Good movement from Bradford behind the ball. They find Forshaw. He's tackled by David Furner. Lowes again, scampering run. Here is Gardner. They've missed Gardner once, they've missed him twice. Withers dumps the ball back. There's the leveller, James Lowes. Lowes with the try, he's not given it yet.
Let's have a look at that grounding.
Wants to check the grounding.
Well, I don't know why. It looked all right.
But he just wants to check that he got it down
Did
cleanly.
he lose it? Did he lose it? Yeah, he lost it. He lost it.
He
This
did.
is no try. Great work from Sean O'Loughlin. He goes for the right arm, and that's sufficient for Lowes to drop it.
But
good decision by Russell Smith.
But O'Loughlin has played it, has he? Or has
No, he's
he
gone for the shoulder. The hooker Lowes has dropped the ball. This will be NOTRY, and it'll be a disappointed crowd here. Well, good refereeing there from Russell Smith. Thought there was a little bit of a bobble. He said, I'm not going to give it. Just want to make sure. If it's there, use it. And this will come up no try, and he knows it, does Jimmy.
The ball came out. Lowes thought he had it. So did the Bradford public. Sean O'Loughlin came up with a big hit there for Stuart Raper. 10 minutes second half. Brian Noble. They could have been level. As it is, they're still 4 points adrift. But the game is on.
Sean O'Loughlin.
Look at his reaction. Yeah, that's when he saw the first replay.
Yeah. And then when he saw the second, don't worry, he knew that he'd lost control of the hooker. Well, that's a big let-off for Wigan because the build-up there from Bradford was just superb. It deserved a try.
Newton, good ball to Lamb. Big hit by Richard Moore.
Good work there. They've kept Lamb pretty quiet. He's been in sensational form of late.
Farrell, little dummy again on the inside, but Peacock was after him.
Should have offloaded. Furner was steaming up on the inside then.
This is the last tackle. Lamb will put the ball to the air, which he does. Floats out wide looking for Carney. Carney palms the ball back, and Bradford have it. And they have it in the shape of Stuart Fielden.
Wasn't the best kick in the end.
Here's Withers. Wigan hunting the ball carrier. 3 and 4 surrounding the man carrying the ball forward. Right now doing that is Vicona. Almost over halfway. He is over halfway.
Golden opportunity for either side to take control of this match. It's who's got the composure as well. Good work from the youngster Moore.
Richard Moore, back from his loan spell with the Broncos. replacing the broken arm victim, Paul Anderson. Lowe's!
Should have had support.
Great tackle from Ferner. This is the last. It's with Peacock. A stab through by Peacock. Well claimed by Dallas. And Dallas saw a half break. They're playing the ball quicker, Wigan. This is Hodgson.
Still having problems with the kicks, though. A lot of hesitation in defence. Not shouting at the football.
This match is being played at breakneck speed.
Let him up.
Bruised and battered, that's what they'll be after 80. Who will take the spoils?
This is Johnson. Great strength from Johnson. And he's still going, Johnson. Tackle not completed. Now it is.
O'Loughlin was on the inside, but a Bradford player got in between, did exceptionally well.
Farrell. Farrell is through. No one there. Forshaw held on to him. It's the last one. Newton to Lamb. They're flooding forward down the right wing. He's trapped. O'Loughlin's trapped in possession. They went for the power play.
And a good option as well. He'll be happy with that, even though he doesn't look it. He knows that they can just camp down here. It's a big ask now for Bradford to keep going. Can they get out? They're playing against this strong wing. Although the stand on the right-hand side behind Wigan is so large, it is cutting out quite a lot of the wind.
Offload by Robbie Paul in trouble. Put Michael Withers in as much trouble. And there is poor Simon Horton, stitches in the eyebrow and concussion, so will not play any further part in this, we were told, first half. 40 points to 2 for Saints. Lowe's is away.
No one near him. Great run from Jimmy.
Great tackle from Radlinski. It's lifted Bradford, though. He is fielded. Takes tackle number 5. Deacon has it. Here's the kick. They're calling for it out wide. They want to test Dallas. Vicona gets it. Dumps it back. Here is Peacock. Still going. Peacock. Peacock has got Naylor. And Naylor scores. Naylor scores for Bradford. No problems with that one. And Scott Naylor. 5 tries in his last 6 appearances. The man who began his career at Wigan way back in 1991 has hauled the Bulls level here at the Bradford and Bingley Stadium Valley Parade.
Second effort, never give in. It was a run from Lowe's that got them into the position. Again, slow marking there. I just get the impression that Wigan are getting a little bit tired. It's been a bruising encounter. Wasn't the best kick, but Wigan decided, OK, we'll let Bradford have it. Vicona takes it. They were sucked in. Peacock did ever so well. You got to make sure you tackle. They failed to do it. The big fella in. Naylor. Oh! He was making cakes just before the kickoff. And he's making hay here tonight.
Worryingly for Bradford, while Naylor was celebrating his try, James Lowe's receiving treatment after the tackle on halfway, the break that led to Naylor's try. But thankfully, from a Bradford point of view, Lowe's is still out there. So Paul Deacon now has this kick to give the Bradford Bulls the lead for the first time. A little moment of crisis for Stuart Raper, who must have believed at half-time that Wigan had this in the bag. Change of kicking tee for Paul Deacon.
He'll be relieved, Brian Noble, though he will be lifted by the fact that Lowe's got over the line. OK, it was given the no try, as it should have been. He lost control. Lamb trying to lift the youngsters. Sean O'Loughlin, who will never forget this game, that is for sure. He's had a wow of a game so far.
Crucial kick here for Paul Deacon then. Wiganer, born and bred. This to give the Bulls the lead for the first time. He's kicked it. Bradford hit the front, 22-20. But don't adjust your sets. This one is not over yet.
As I say, not the best kick. The wind got to it. But look how they stood around. And then they said, oh, if you aren't going for it, David Hodgson, he didn't jump for it. And it created all sorts of problems. Big fella Peacock, bang. Nothing Rudlinski can do about that. This has turned on its head, and this guy carting the ball forward since he came off the bench. He's worked wonders.
He has. Fielden has played his full part in turning this match around in Bradford's favour. So it's Bradford who have scored the 12 points in this second half. Remember, it was 20-10 at the break in Wigan's favour. And little Paul Deacon's gone for a 40-20, and he's got it. He's got the 40-20, such an important weapon this. It'll be head and feet of the scrum to Bradford.
Did everything right, he was against the wind, so he kept it pretty low.
He's just checking in, the referee, Russell Smith.
Oh, no worries about it.
Oh, well inside.
He's got a metre spare. Look at the follow-through there. The boot actually finishes up nearly a foot above his head. I know he's not the tallest man in the world. That just gives you the insight to the technique that this guy has. And as you say, Eddie, it is so important.
Vital weapon. And what's more, vital possession. And here come Bradford again with Withers. This is Brandon Costin. And here is a try for Withers. Bradford have turned this game upside down. Second try for Michael Withers, who has returned to haunt Wigan. The man who scored the hat-trick in the grand final and walked away with the Harry Sunderland Award as man of the match has got 2 tries here, and isn't his captain very happy? Isn't his captain appreciative? Isn't the ball and the boy appreciative? And Bradford, they've suddenly struck gold.
Well, the Bull boy was dancing a treat, and Bradford Bulls certainly are dancing towards glory, perhaps. They have had to dig deep, and they've done that. They have changed their tactics. Remember, quite a lot of people think they don't have plan B. They sure do, and that's keep the ball alive. That was excellent. McAvoy offloaded at the moment there. It all came about from the 40-20. It can kill a defence, can this, and when they keep the ball alive. No battering bruising attempt in this second half. They are playing fast, open rugby league. And what a night for this fella. Out injured early in the season. He makes a lot of difference.
Deacon's boot. Misses. Big groan around the stadium. It's 26-20. It's only a converted try. But what a 40-20 from Paul Deacon. We saw in our live coverage of the State of Origin from Sydney, when Andrew Johns kicked a 40-20 for New South Wales, how that lifted his team on Wednesday morning. Boy, that's lifted the Bulls.
And more importantly, Eddie, the fact, straight from the scrum, the Bulls attacked. They didn't wait to settle things down. They went straight at it. As soon as the scrum set down, they wanted to get the ball out wide, and they have come up with a great try.
Skipper's off the field. He's replaced by Leon Price.
This is a classic effort. They were out on their knees with Bradford before the half-time siren went.
Great ball to Radford. That was from Lowe's. Good tackling needed by Wigan now, and they're trying to come up with it. Harvey Howard. Harvey Howard again, but Withers is away from him. Can't get away from Craig Smith.
Isn't it amazing, Eddie, how many times over the years of Wigan, just before half-time...
40-20 time again from Deacon.
Will it bend? No.
No, wrong side.
But they'll be happy they can set up on the 20-metre line and know that their defence will be solid. But we mentioned so many times the fact that Wigan come up with a try seconds before the half-time break. This time it was Bradford. McAvoy got them back into the game, dragged them back to only 10 points in arrears. And look at them. They've just controlled things in the second half. Whoa, they're on the boil.
Let's go down to Phil Clark. It's turned around, Phil, dramatically, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and you pointed out one of the reasons why Paul Deacon's kicking game has been excellent. They've scored 2 tries from his crossfield bombs, and obviously taking advantage of that 40-20. Just looks at the moment that their forwards are on top, and the Wigan side maybe tiring slightly. They just brought Harvey on to replace Terry O'Connor, and they're doing it tough at the moment. And just a point on Scott Naylor, actually played at Wigan early in his career, and he's a young player who had a very, very serious leg injury. He was out of the game for 12 months, and it was touch and go whether he'd make it. He's a shining example to anybody. Just don't let anything set you back, just keep going and you'll make it.
Absolutely. Well said, Phil. 20 minutes to go, and Wigan are running this. Great ball back to Radlinski. Here is Lamb there. Oh, it's off the referee. They're unlucky there, Wigan. He tried to get out of the way, and he says you can't play on if it hits the referee.
Well, the ball played the referee. Oh, they come up with a mistake. Lady Locks on their side. They were spitting chips, but that kick through from Lamb hit the official. Still got a chance.
Yes, they've got it back, and here is Lamb again, who finds Andy Farrell. And Farrell trying to skirt round the outside on his own. Price got to him first, helped out by Scott Naylor. Hodgson's the dummy half. Here is Adrian Lamb. Inside it goes to Mark Smith. And Mark Smith is tackled by Lee Radford. Harvey Howard at dummy half. The big fella having a charge at them. Richard Moore had to stand his ground then.
Plenty of points left in this match.
Mark Smith spins the ball to Lamb. Lamb with a kick to the in-goal area.
Oh, they took an eternity there. Well, Gardner really should have reefed that ball over the dead in-goal line.
He was the calmest man on the pitch.
This is the ball that hit the official. There's nothing you can do about that. He tried everything to go. But I always thought that if it hits a referee, you put a scrum down. Not to be, but look at Gardner there. Hang on, fellas, get out of the way. Let me have the little ball. Safe as houses.
Drop out underneath the sticks here for Bradford. Over the halfway line, pouched by Radlinski. Here come Wigan again. Bradford racing out in defence. Vangenaar is back to strengthen that Bradford rear guard. Goal line dropouts where Bradford have been forced to kick 3 of them. Wigan yet to kick 1. As Craig Smith hits the deck under pressure from Peacock. Mark Smith, dummy half.
One advantage that Wigan will have is the fact that they made so much ground in that last set of 6 that it will have lifted their spirits. They need something, they know that. They're not out of it. Just don't panic.
O'Loughlin. 4 tackles gone. O'Loughlin gets to his feet. Mark Smith at dummy half. Adrian Lamb. Infield it goes to Farrell. Great ball to Radlinski. He's grabbed to the ground by Gardner.
He's having a great game in defence, is Gardner. Oh, trouble!
Farrell! Almost. Turnover right on the Bradford line.
Well, again, we see Wigan doing the power play. He normally throws the dummy. He offloaded a heck of a lot in that first half, more than I've ever seen Farrell do for quite some time.
So close, Andy Farrell and Wigan. Offloads 22 by Bradford, 14 by Wigan. The breaks 21 by Bradford. Look at those stats. It's no wonder Bradford are ahead, but they should be winning it by a country mile. As it is, it's only 6 points. What a game this is.
But it just shows that everybody's putting in their effort, and it's important Wigan get their defence so that when they come to the kick, here it comes.
He's gone for another. He's gone for another 40-20.
Won't get it.
Carney did well, shuttled back, used his speed, and now we'll run it back at them. Brave run from the winger.
Wonderful kick. Good chase. You can see Wigan side camped on their own 20.
Well, you'd be a brave man now to predict which way this is going to go. Dallas!
Oh, just got a fingertip to him. I think it was Vangenaar. Or was it Fielden? Fielden, I think, just grabbed hold of the winger.
Lamb to O'Loughlin. The runner was Harvey Howard. No, it wasn't. It was Terry Newton. Petty.
Ooh, straight in the corner. Well, I mentioned the fact that Wigan have to just calm themselves down. Don't panic. That's when you come up with a mistake.
And they've given them some territory here, and Newton was looking for that. Plays the ball to Lamb. Here's O'Loughlin again. Comes wide to the skipper, Farrell. Farrell has got the men running off him. It's Ferner.
Solid defence, though. They knew the ball was coming back on the inside. Well spotted by Fielden.
Mark Smith, the dummy half. Harvey Howard this time. Back it goes to Mark Smith. Now into the arms of Adrian Lamb. And it's opened up for Lamb. Great ball. What a pass. What a ball from Lamb. And Newton scores the try. What a pass from Adrian Lamb. Newton has scored it. but the Papua New Guinean Adrian Lamb has created it with a wonder pass. Fantastic effort from the little scrum half.
Well, we often say the kick's only as good as the chase. Well, the support play is only as good as the pass, and if you combine them like this, it is superb to watch. Doesn't travel far, doesn't need to. That is world-class skill. Lamb superb. Don't often see that from the big fella Harvey Howard being the pin man to the run round. Oh, that is outstanding. I could watch that time and time again. This game has had so much quality and skill.
Terry Newton has marked his 42nd consecutive appearance with a try against the Bradford Bulls, and we have this kick from Andy Farrell to level matters up again. Newton looking over his shoulder. Farrell takes a big breath. Oh, nerves. Nerves from Farrell, just wants to reset. Was on his way. The wind out there maybe just saw it bobble a bit on that kicking tee.
Well, when in doubt, just pull out, Eddie. Just don't go for the kick. You've got to make sure of that. He's so tense. You could see him looking at the referee. Can I stop? Can I stop?
That's a big kick. It is a huge kick. Left-footed though, Farrell. He's kicked it. Scores a level, 26 points apiece. We have a classic on our hands here in Bradford.
Well, I don't know how my nails, they're down to the wick, and I don't bite my nails, Eddie. Someone must be. That is sheer quality.
One in behind Mike.
Oh,
Daniel,
outstanding. You know, these guys do it week in and week out.
Where are you going, Dix?
Sensational. 31 years of age, Adrian Lamb. Terry Newton, 23. Oh.
Well, who's going to win it now? Harvey Howard. Good defence from Bradford. They are hunting the mistake now in Wigan's half of the field, but every time Wigan get to within cooey of that Bradford line, they look dangerous. Farrell is playing like a man demented.
Been a wonderful knock from the skipper, but it's like a tennis match from end to end. But there's no love in this game.
Craig Smith plays the ball. Mark Smith with a scampering little run. And Terry Newton gets it away to Johnson, but that's the last tackle this set of 6.
Will he go for one? No, he's gone for the high kick. I thought he was going for the 1-pointer.
Oh, it's a glorious kick. Vicona is underneath it, so was Withers.
No one called it again.
Oh.
Well, that's been the only block for both sides, as far as I can see.
Maybe they're calling, and in this noise, they can't hear it.
Well, we posed that question, didn't we, in the first half? But if it's a Bradford fan, and they nearly all are here, keep your mouth shut when it goes up.
But their hearts are in their mouths. That was a glorious kick up from Andy Farrell. Hung and hung and hung, and in the end, well, we're going to see Andy Farrell and all the cream of the British crop in the Origin Series. Friday the 14th of June, Tuesday the 18th of June, live on Sky Sports. Any information you need about Lancashire, Yorkshire, it's 0113 232 911. Normal office hours talk to the Rugby Football League.
Wigan's defence did well then. Deacon was looking to get another 40-20 away, but they put so much pressure on him, he had to step over that 40 mark.
And here is Johnson again.
Come on, Mike, come on, Mike.
Well, they've got to start thinking now, perhaps about the 1-pointer. It's getting to that point, but can they get into a position?
Good run from Craig Smith. That's 3 tackles gone. They're still 10 metres inside their own half, Wigan. It's with Farrell. He looks for Ferner, and Ferner comes back past his captain, tackled by Price.
Well,
and Lowe's was there as well.
If there's one man out there that can do a long-range drop goal, it is Andy Farrell. He's done them before.
Well, here's a chance, because it's the 5th and last this set of 6. I don't think they're interested from this range, though. And there's the dab over the top. Withers is after it. McAvoy is there as well. That's good play from the winger.
Neat option. McAvoy read it and had to. He's picked up a bit of a knock. He got one earlier in the first half. It has been a tough encounter.
Here is Scott Naylor. St Helens 50, Widnes 6. End of the road for Widnes's ambitions for going through the season unbeaten away from home. That's come to a shuddering halt.
Nearly 14 months, isn't it, Eddie?
Something like that. So now they have to win at home. They've been doing it on the travels. Now Widnes have to win back at the Halton Stadium.
Well, they'll probably say we got rid of the monkey off their back.
Leon Price.
Oh, what a mistake!
No, he was on the last. He was running it.
Let him up.
Would have been far better just to take it there. It doesn't matter. Don't take the gamble when you've got the attacking line going with you. You haven't got a defensive line set up, and that's where you can pick up the pieces.
10 to go, and here comes Radlinski for Wigan.
Haven't seen much of Radlinski chiming into the three-quarter line.
Adrian Lamb, Craig Smith, looking for the big men to stand up now for Wigan, and Smith's doing that. It was stolen.
Yeah, there was a hand in there, and Mr. Noble is far from impressed.
Neither are his players.
Peacock is going berserk.
Just go back, Mike.
Oh, he's got it right. Spot on.
There was interference, but wasn't a man. Did he peel off? Did Price peel off at the moment?
No,
Oh,
he was the one who pulled the ball out.
Yeah.
He's spot on, Russell
There's a
Smith.
hand rolling over cross. What on earth has he done it for? Within kicking distance. Well, I can't believe it. We mentioned that under so much pressure there will be mistakes, but that is a vital mistake, and he knows it.
But I think they felt hard done to until they saw the replays, and it all then went very, very quiet. Now then, Andy Farrell. Well, if ever you wanted somebody in this situation at 26-all to kick a goal that just might win it for you, Farrell would be your probably first and second choice.
But he's got my house on it a few times. I'll have a go.
Well, it's his 27th birthday next Friday.
Bricks and mortar. Safe as houses.
66th consecutive appearance for Andrew Farrell. He's taking his time. The clock is off, though, at the moment. Russell Smith will call time back on now.
It's not his best side and best angle.
Swirling wind as well. Farrell, here we go. No!
It was close. Went right over the top. Now the messages go down from either coach. And we just saw Stuart Raper. I'm sure it was right, fellas. Drag it back up there and let us go for that 1 point.
From this angle, it looked like Farrell had scored.
It's
In touch.
It's
Off
hit the
Newton.
touchline. Trying to keep calm, Stuart.
Oh,
Terry couldn't.
I often look at these coaches and wonder why you never had a bash of coaches.
This is a reason. Now, did it go over? Yes, yes. It hit the whitewash, and so did his boots. Lack of concentration. He's had a wow of a game, Terry Newton. They all have. Apart from the period where Robbie Paul went through nightmares. Now, Ken Price.
He nearly lost that, Leon Price. He held on to it somehow. Brian McDermott, O'Connor's back out.
Go towards the sticks.
Well, they're bang in front of them here. Now it's with Deacon. He drops goals for fun. Great drive from Fielden.
Go early. They won't be expecting it.
They're running it, they're looking for four. This is Lowe's. Now they're under the posts. Will the one-pointer come here?
Surely they
Naylor,
will.
back to Deacon, they're crowding him out. So they run it with Price. And Price is through one.
Still
Couldn't
got a
get
chance.
the ball away.
Deacon screaming for it.
Last one.
Jimmy, what on earth are you doing? What on earth have they done?
Well, they're
They've
getting the
got it
ball
there,
back.
But I tell you what, you don't miss opportunities like that. He's had a wild game as well. Deacon was stood all on his own about 15 metres behind, and he just went, I cannot believe it. Okay.
Carney did well to clear up, but he couldn't get back over the try line. Dead ball, so dropout coming up.
There's Deacon. He was screaming for it. No one was in cooey of him. He just cannot believe it.
Oh, it's an untidy bounce over the top of McDermott. That was a priceless bounce for Wigan. Great chase.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Wigan get the opportunity, they will blast one over. And they'll probably go early as well. They won't wait until the last.
Vicona plays the ball to Naylor. Here's Big Joe Vanganar. Up the middle he goes.
Good run as well. That hurts against a tiring defence.
Deacon's gone early. Sliced it. Well, he didn't want it. He didn't want it. What did we do that for?
Well, Brian Nobles knows that they've gone early from, well, so far out.
Swirling window. He took the chance.
They had their chance. And Jimmy Lowe's blew it. Went for glory. Did Lowe's.
Wait, lads.
He would have been smothered with handshakes and backslaps. But it didn't come off.
3 tackles gone. Here's Farrell. Danger every time Farrell gets the ball. 4 tackles gone. Farrell plays the ball to Radlinski. Here is Lamb. It goes out wide. Newton. Oh, dropped by O'Loughlin.
Well, a dream start. Not the best finish, I'm afraid. That just shows you the inexperience and the pressure. When they were in a beautiful position, only 30 metres out, another drive. They pay the price of trying to be fancy. Oh, dearie me. You don't have to win by a mile. You win by an inch.
McDermott, we've got less than 5 minutes to go. Deacon delayed it, found Peacock, but Peacock found the tackle coming in from Farrell and Ferner. Those two have run their blood to water tonight. Leon Price. Here is Vanganar. Good tackling again. Farrell inevitably with Bybee. Last tackle.
Wigan can't afford to give away a penalty. It looked as though referee Russell Smith is going to have a look at it. It's got back.
Just wouldn't come up for Naylor.
But there again, why go for the fancy stuff when they don't need it? And it's Jimmy. All they had to do was drive it forward and get in front.
That was the last tackle, Steve-O. That's why I tried it.
Yeah, but what's wrong with passing it behind you to someone who can kick a goal? The drop goal.
It was so near and yet so far for Bradford. We've had 1 draw in Super League this year. Castleford 18, London 18. The only one so far. We have got 3¼ minutes between us and the second. It's 26 all here. And Wigan driving in, looking for something here. Farrell, he's found Ferner. And Ferner is hauled down by a combination of Naylor and Peacock. Hodgson, Lamb with a 1-point attempt. Too far out. So Bradford will have another chance.
Oh, what a game. You like your golf shots, Eddie. He won't be happy with it, and he knows it. Well, it was this fella that got Wigan back on level terms. Beautiful pass to Terry Newton.
Well, he got one, did Adrian Lamb, in the cup final at Murrayfield. He saw glory beckoning again there. Here is Fielden. 2 tackles gone. We've got a couple of minutes left. Is there any more drama left in this match? I fancy there is. Bradford, though, still in their own half. Can McDermott get them over halfway? No, he can't. That's 4 gone. They need something special here, Bradford. Lowe's is providing it. Lowe's is providing it. Oh! He's put the pass down.
Not the best. It was not the best. Withers had to reach forward. Well, I've criticised this fella for the last 2 attempts when he went on his own chip over the top. But this was superb play. Just dipping in front. Withers says, what on earth have you done? Oh, he deserved that. That was a wonderful break. Look at the face on the coach.
And there was another hat-trick beckoning there for Michael Withers. Remember the hat-trick at the grand final? That was almost going to be as priceless. 26 all, a minute 20 to go. Wigan in possession with O'Connor, with Farrell. Crossing.
Oh, he's got away with it. He could have got away with it. He's got to go for touch, then drive in. He knows that he's got just over a minute. Less than a minute now. Terry Newton, he uses the foil. I'm not so sure that he was impeding. I think that's a harsh call by Russell Smith.
They're going to have a shot at goal.
Terry Newton does not touch a man. Doesn't touch a man. I don't know how. He went through. We see it so often. Maybe he's coming on the angle. There's Farrell throwing the dummy. Well, I think that's a tough call. Watching slow motion, he goes through the gap.
Oh, it's got to be crossing.
Well, I've seen many go away with it. They use a dummy runner time and time again. But this...
Well, this is the last chance for Bradford. Well, remember, in the first half, Andy Farrell kicked one off the touchline, off the centre spot. That was right in the middle. There's a bit of an angle. But Paul Deacon, the fans can't watch. This for victory. Deacon has kicked it. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff from Bradford. The boot of Deacon has won the match. It's all over. Wigan lose back-to-back matches in the Tetley Super League. Bradford play the get-out-of-jail card, and Deacon's boot has won it for the Bradford Bulls.
What a game, and what a kick from this fella. Half a metre the other side of the halfway line, a dejected Stuart Raper goes to the sheds. Brian Noble comes onto the pitch, a relieved man, disappointment on the face of this fella. They had their chance, they didn't take it. He knows they should have taken far more options, but they've got away with it.
Farrell doesn't deserve to be on a losing side. Neither does David Furner. Neither does Terry O'Connor. Wigan, they tried all they knew. They had it at half-time. They were 20 points to 10 up. Credit Bradford for the comeback, though. This, the controversial moment. Newton in front of Farrell. It has to be crossing. It has to be a penalty. And from the penalty, Deacon thumped. 2 points. Victory. Bradford open up a 4-point gap. He knew the moment it left the boot. And so did Michael Withers. What a night. A classic night at the Bradford and Bingley Stadium. Bill Arthur is with the man of the match. It's not Paul Deacon. It's Stuart Fielden. He wins the Tissot watch. It's all yours, Bill.
Stuart, there you go, man of the match, and what a fantastic match it was.
I'd like to thank Tissot for this watch.
Well, the sweat on your brow, I think, sums it up. You really had to work for that.
Yeah, we did. It's water. It's not really sweat, but yeah, we had to work really hard. I mean, towards the end, I didn't know which way it was going to go, and luckily we got a penalty and Deeks' golden boot.
I should imagine your heart was in your mouth when that penalty was being lined up.
Yes, it was, and it was alongside my lungs.
Well done, Stuart. Congratulations.
Thanks. Cheers.